investigation into the blast that shook the national capital has intensified, and the police now see clear links between the attack and the Faridabad arrest, the raids that took place just hours earlier. The Faridabad module has now thrown up a major new lead. Dr Shaheena Shahid, who was also teaching at the Falah University, was arrested in the case, was not a fringe associate. Sources say that she was tasked with setting up the women's wing of Jaish-e-Mohammed in India and was actively involved in recruitment. Well, that is the big breaking news that we're getting you at this point in time, where Dr Shaheena Shahid, who also taught at the Falah University, was arrested in the case, was not only a fringe associate, but she was tasked with setting up the women's wing of Jaish-e-Mohammed in India and was actively involved in recruitment. The women's wing, Mominat, operates directly under Jaish-e-Mohammed. What makes this even more crucial is its leadership across the border. Mominat in Pakistan is headed by Sadia Azhar, the sister of Jaish chief Masood Azhar. And the links go deeper. Sadia's husband happens to be Yusuf Azhar, the one of the key masterminds of the Kandahar hijacking. With the arrest of Dr. Shaheena, investigators are now believing that they are dealing with a structured, multi-layered network rather than an isolated terror cell. Well, that is the big breaking news that we're getting you at this point in time. But let us take a look at a ground report that has been sent forth by my colleague.
दिल्ली में लाल किले के बाहर हुए ब्लास्ट के तार आखिरकार फरीदाबाद से जुड़ते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं। जिस I-20 कार में ब्लास्ट हुआ था उसको डॉक्टर उमर चला रहा था, वही डॉक्टर उमर जो इस फरीदाबाद की फलाह यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ाता था। दरअसल सोमवार को धौज इलाके से करीब 2900 किलो विस्फोटक बरामद हुए थे और उसके बाद जो डॉक्टर मुजम्मिल थे उसको गिरफ्तार किया गया और इसके अलावा एक महिला शाहीन शाहिदा को भी गिरफ्तार किया गया था और एक डॉक्टर फरार बताया जा रहा था। ये डॉक्टर कोई और नहीं बल्कि डॉक्टर उमर था, जो कि फलाह यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ाता था। पहले ये कश्मीर में पढ़ाता था, वहाँ से उसने पढ़ाई की थी और उसके बाद वो दिल्ली आ गया था। दिल्ली आने के बाद वो फलाह यूनिवर्सिटी में लगातार पढ़ा रहा था। बताया जा रहा है कि जो गिरफ्तार डॉक्टर शाहीना है उसको जैश आतंकी संगठन का भारत में महिला विंग और रिक्रूटमेंट तैयार करने का जिम्मा सौंपा गया था। जमात उल मोमिनात महिला विंग है जैश-ए-मोहम्मद की, जिसकी भारत में कमान डॉक्टर शाहीना को सौंपी गई थी और ये वही डॉक्टर शाहीना है जिसके कार से पुलिस को हथियार मिले थे और इस कार का इस्तेमाल भी मुजम्मिल कर रहा था। दरअसल जो डॉक्टर उमर है वो सीधे तौर पर अदील से जुड़ा हुआ था। अदील को पुलिस ने गिरफ्तार किया और उसके निशानदेही पर ही ये सारी गिरफ्तारियां और विस्फोटक बरामद हुए।
And to discuss this further, I'm joined by an esteemed panel of guests this morning. I'm joined by Mr. Gurinder Singh Dhillon, former IPS, former ADGP Law and Order Punjab. I'm also joined by Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni, Defence and Security Expert. Thank you so much for taking our time and joining me once again over here. We were having this discussion earlier also, but in the interim, there is some new piece of information that we have brought our viewers right now, that one Dr. Shaheen, who was picked up, who was teaching at Falah University, she was not only a fringe associate, but she was also tasked with setting up the women's wing of the Jaish-e-Mohammed in India and was actively involved in recruitment. So then, Mr. Dhillon, how do you look at Dr. Shaheena Shahid's role over here? That how she was tapped into, how perhaps she was lured, or she fell for this entire trap? How from across the border, from Pakistan, it is Masood Azhar's sister who is essentially the one carrying out the recruitment across the border. They are going to be carrying out online classes to try and recruit people. This entire network has permeated into India, and Dr. Shaheena Shahid seems to be the first example that we're talking about right now.
Yes, Samia, of course, in continuation to what we were saying, this new development and the involvement of doctors, the professional persons whom we consider that they are reformed people is not true now. Now it says that indoctrination and radicalization is moving up the ladder, and that is a very serious matter. But at the same time, no doubt about that, the interstate coordination for this anti-terror operation between J&K, Delhi, and other stakeholders, including Haryana police and UP police, that is also exemplary. It is all because of this proactive approach by these states that this panic action was taken by Dr. Umar, and that's resultantly this blast took place when the car was on the move near this fort. But at the same time, the police experience tells me, guides me, that every internal security failure leads us to two things. One is our gaps, and second is new lessons. This Red Fort explosion has uh, print for both the things, and it is this also needs to be taken care. You will find very three alarming things in it. One is tenant verification. Second is transfer and record management. These two things are existing in the structure of the police station, RTAs, and internal security mechanism. But you will find that there was loopholes, there were gaps, and that is why this has happened. No doubt, there is beyond doubt that police was working. Their action is also appreciable. They worked hard on it, and this panic reaction gives us results. And now we have leads and points which can lead us further to ensure that besides the investigation of this case, we need to again update, upgrade our things. For example, typical example of tenant verification. They were living in Faridabad. What was the verification done? Was there a information sheet sent to their home police station? Did they receive any report from the home police station? Secondly, the students who are going interstate or migrating to the foreign nations, we need to make it sure that their database and their biometrics are maintained properly by the stakeholders. In this case, also, you'll find a doctor whose locker was there in a medical college or campus, AK-47 was recovered. All this fairly indicate that yes, police and internal security stakeholders are doing good job, but these loopholes and gaps does need to be covered. Now, in case of very clearly, in case of vehicle registration, we need to have a real-time database and real-time sharing of data between around 1,200 RTAs of the country and about 17,000 police stations of the country. At the same time, we have practiced it in Punjab while I
But
was in
Mr.
law and
Dhillon, what you
order.
essentially are saying is that no one is above suspicion. At this point in time, we cannot give a clean chit, or we cannot really say that a doctor or a professor cannot be seen from a prism of perhaps being a potential terror recruitment. But what you're
Samya, I
mentioning
would
about the verification of tenants are concerned, or the students who are migrating to foreign countries are concerned, but Mr. Dhillon, this can also be done on social media, online now, because this entire Jamaatul Mominat from Pakistan was planning to carry out online classes. The Sadia Azhar, the sister of Masood Azhar, she is set to do this online. So do you think because of this online easy access, it becomes even more difficult for the agencies as far as the crackdown and checks and verifications are concerned?
Samya, no, I feel the digital prints, it's easier for digital prints to be traced than physical verification. We have social media monitoring cells in every police unit of the state and at the central federal level. Only thing required is we need to have a very, very proactive approach for interdepartmental coordination, sharing of data by internal security agency of the federal government of India and the state. and whether it is intelligence, counterintelligence, military intelligence, and NTRO or other intelligence agencies. It is not difficult to monitor all this. It may sound to a common person that it is difficult, but rather I will say that it is easier to do monitoring if social media is being used for indoctrination or radicalization.
Okay.
The issue is ultimately somebody has to be on the ground to execute everything, and that is where the gaps ultimately give us the shocks. And same is the case visible in this Red Fort explosion.
Point taken, Mr. Dhillon. But Mr. Kulkarni, what Mr. Dhillon was essentially saying was that, of course, all ways and mechanism is going to be explored by these terror organizations to carry out maximum recruitment. But we are talking about some specifics over here. It is Dr. Shaheena that we're talking about, who was a professor at the Falah University, and she was being tasked with the further recruitment of Indians under Jamaat ul Mominat, something that was being run by Masood Azhar's sister, not only Sadia Azhar, but there were other sisters as well who were carrying out this entire exercise by carrying out online classes, online recruitment. Does it make it difficult, Mr. Kulkarni, thereby to try and pinpoint, trace, and then carry out check and balances and avert incidents like what happened yesterday at the Red Fort?
See, let me first agree with what Mr. Dhillon is saying. The indoctrination, the radicalization is a challenge which we now need to really address, number one. Number two, of course, we need to address all the lapses that have taken place, and he has suggested very excellent measures as to how to go about it. But let me now come back to my own personal experience dealing with these things. In 1996, I was commanding my own battalion in these kind of areas. I've seen women organizations of Jamaat, nothing new. It's 1996 I'm talking. We are referring to it in 2025. So all of it is there, all of them. Only thing is, sometimes they will lie dogo, sometimes they'll get active, depending on who's there. All digital imprints are very easy to monitor. And with artificial intelligence, still faster and easier to monitor. But what matters is, complacency sets in because we fight for years on nothing actually has happened. The time is at there. They can do what they want to do at the time of their choosing. We have to be alert 24/7, 365 days. And that is what can make us complacent, can also tell us, oh, it hasn't happened for decades now, and probably it won't happen. But let me also tell you, is to the credit what Mr. Dhillon is saying, to the various police agencies, to the security agencies, to the intelligence agencies, they were aware that these kind of things are happening. The fact that you and I can discuss that Masood Azhar's sister is organizing it. Of course, we know who's organizing it. We know what's happened to Masood Azhar. We know how he lost his entire family. What he said when his entire camp was destroyed, that he wished he had also died along with them. We know what the entire team is operating in Pakistan. Well, Pakistan will do what it is doing. Pakistan is the enemy of India. Pakistan is using terrorism as an instrument of state policy. Pakistan believes in hate India. Pakistan is hell-bent to destroy India. But it is for us now to ensure that all this thing, irrespective, because after all, we can plug 99 loopholes. But then just that one, which we probably thought we will have to tackle it later, happened. How are these doctors? The doctors are obviously on the radar. Obviously, the things are there. How else would anybody from J&K police go to Faridabad? How is it that they're going to Ahmedabad? How is it that they're going to... How is it that they know this woman has got this particular weapon? All of it. They know it. They are at it. The only thing is time is on the choosing of the terrorist. He chooses the time. We don't choose the time. We are always at all times looking for various things and working. At 24/7, we are working. And certain things do happen. There are so many events that precede you and, overtake what you're thinking. But it is very important, all of it. This is what is important is this radicalization, this